Perfect Body Podcast. Hi, bodies. It's the girl, Ash Marie. And first off, I just want to apologize for the break that I took last week. I paused and I took a break because I felt that I did not prepare myself the way that I would to prepare for a message. And I commit and I promise to always give authentic content to create things that I have prepared for, and I have got the confirmation that God has given me the topic to talk about, whether He gives me it or after going through something, I get confirmation that He wants me to talk about it. And I feel like I was a little disconnected last week, and I did not want to give you something that I felt was rushed or was not what I was supposed to say. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. So I prefer to take a break, gather myself, get myself together, talk to God about it, and we're back. And while that is okay to say that sometimes you do need to pause and you do need to take a break, I do not want to make that a normal occurrence. So I do apologize, and I will try my best to carve out the time to prepare myself for the content. With that being said, I want to talk about how God checked me while I was getting ready for church. I was like, woo, yeah, I'm looking in the mirror, rushing, doing all kind of things, and God literally disciplined me right then and there. So let me give y'all a little backstory surrounding this discipline. So I worked the late shift on Saturday night. That was actually my off day, but I did a favor for my coworker, so I switched my day out so that she can enjoy her birthday. You know, you gotta know how to fill in the gaps and be there for each other. So she's done it for me before, so I did it for her. So, okay, cool. So I got home after 9 p.m. Now, anyone who knows what church I go to know that my church starts really early. It starts at 8 a.m. on Sundays. So when I got home at 9 o'clock, I had already had some food prepared that I had cooked from Friday. So I was like, okay, I don't have to get in the kitchen and really cook my hubby no food. Just warm it up, make sure it's good, because I'm still a wife, you know? When I come home, I still have to tend to my wifely duty. Yeah, so my plan was when I come home, I'm gonna get my husband his meal, bed, and then try to pick up my clothes from the night before, because this Sunday past was Cami Sunday, where we were going into warfare, to try to get this country together. A lot's going on, and I just want to pause and say rest in peace to the 2 souls that were lost last week. It is heart-wrenching. It is beyond words, heartbreaking, and I have no words. I cried so much on Sunday as we prayed for them, and we prayed for the youth, and just covered the country in general. It's a burden. It's a burden to carry. It's a burden. So you have to stay prayed up. So yeah, I just want to pause and say that you guys, you 2 souls did not deserve that, and I just pray that we can get it right, that we fall on our knees before God so that no more bloodshed has to be done before things change. Yeah, so I was supposed to come home, prepare my husband's dinner, bathe, get my clothes ready, because you have to get camouflage clothes to wear to the service the next day or something green. My aunt-in-law was in town, so we decided that we would go next door, because my in-laws live right next to me, to Halem. Well, what was supposed to be a 5 to 10 minute convo ended up being about 2 hours. So we ended up coming back home after 11 o'clock. My husband and we still grabbed some food. I bathed, and I was like, anyway, I could just look at my clothes in the morning. Worst mistake ever. Like, I know the type of person that I am, and I just would not. Like, I just would forget when I sleepy. So I was like, you know what? I'm really tired. I'm just gonna look for it in the morning. Morning comes now. I woke my husband up. I said it's 6 a.m. We have to look for our clothes. Now, I have a lot of clothes, so some of them are like in containers. are in bags in the next room. So I'm looking for these particular pants because I just wore this cami pants when I traveled to the island a few weeks ago. And I came back and I was like, okay, I know it has to be clean and put up somewhere. Looking for the pants, I could not find the pants. Listen, it ended up being like 7:20, and I had just located the pants. So now I gonna go freshen up, bathe again, get ready for church. And like, if y'all know, my church by 7:45, 7:50, and there is full. So now I'm livid. I'm in the mirror trying to put my makeup on, rushing, and I'm like, oh no, I couldn't find my cardigan to put over I had a bodysuit on, camouflage pants, and I needed a cardigan or a jacket because other people do it, but I just didn't feel comfortable going into church like that. So I needed to cover up myself. So finally found it. When I found that cover up, it was like 7:40 something. This is the time I supposed to be in church. So now I to the mirror, trying to do my makeup and everything. Wow, and say how the devil trying to stop me from going to church, but I could go to church. And God literally said to me, no, stop giving the devil so much credit. You did not prepare properly. Woo! Woo! I say, what? And then it sat in my spirit. I was like, you know what? You have to know, like, when something is an attack and when you need to take accountability. And I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, yes, it is me, Lord. You are correct. I did not prepare properly. And here I am giving the devil credit because guess what? He like that. His job is to make our life miserable. His job is to throw us off course. So when we give credit to him or when we attribute certain downfalls that we had control of to him, he loves that because we are essentially saying that the devil controlled this part of our day. The devil controls this narrative, and that is what he wants. And God was like, no, it's not him. No, it's not him. It's you. You did not prepare properly. And listen to me. I was so humbled, and I literally answered him, and I was like, you're correct. It is me. This don't have nothing to do with the devil. The devil probably delights in the fact that I did not do what I was supposed to do, but I had full control of that situation and I failed myself. I decided to go to sleep. I decided not to manage my time staying with my aunt-in-law. And then, knowing that, I decided to still go to sleep without preparing. And I just wanted to pause and say, everything is not the devil. Yes, he might delight in the outcome of the situation, but sometimes we have to pause and take accountability. And this isn't just for this particular topic. A lot of things that we are facing, a lot of repercussions and consequences that we're dealing with is a result of things that we dropped the ball on. And like I said, the devil does delight in that because at the end of the day, he loves the outcome of the fact that we were late for church and the fact that we missed praise and worship and the fact that, we were little discombobulated because I hate rushing. I hate rushing to church. I like to get in there. I like to be in there from the start to do the call to prayer before we start the praise and worship and stuff. So he probably did delight in the fact that I missed that. But ultimately, that situation was controlled by me. And me saying, oh, the devil did this and the devil did that is giving him too much power. And so I just wanted to pause and say that as bodies, we really need to be realistic and take a pulse check of when we had a hand to play in the things that we are now dealing with. Okay? We gotta be realistic. And I was not realistic in that moment. And in that moment, I felt as though, or I probably just wanted to shift the blame on someone else. And of course, it's easy just to throw it on the devil. Duh. But God sat me down that day, that morning. I was like, no, baby, it's you. It's you. And it just forces me to try to do things within my power to make sure it in me, moving forward. So now that I know that happens, if I ever in that situation again, before I go to bed, I'm going to make sure my clothes out for church. And so, yeah, I just wanted to pause and say to us, myself included, that we have to be accountable for our actions. Take accountability for the part that we had to play in that situation, okay? And of course, remember, bodies, that you are made in the image and likeness of God. Bye.